Welcome to the President's Desk on 96.9 FM KGPC and Peralta Television, where Laney College President Dr. Rudy Besikoff speaks with community members, colleagues, and student leaders. This program is supported by Technical Director Felicia Bridges, who co hosts along with Laney College journalism major Randy Cross and President Dr. Rudy Besikoff.
Pull up a chair and join Felicia and me today for episode number 61 as we welcome Laney College cosmetology colleague, Professor Sydney Thomas Wyndham. Also want to welcome students Alicia, Kayla, Amela, also Queen's okay? All right, Queen, and Joanna. The show airs at 2 a.m. and 2 p.m. on FM 96.9 right here in Oakland, KGPC, and live online at kgpc969.org each Wednesday. And it can be seen Sundays from 1 to 2 p.m. on Peralta TV. Felicia, have you caught it on TV lately?
Yes, I have.
All right. Do we have faces for TV or?
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. So, all that stuff about face for radio, I don't need to worry about that. That's good. All right. You know what, though? If you can't catch us on Wednesdays and Sundays, no problem. All our episodes are available anytime on demand at kgpc969.org, along with a lot of other great Peralta programming. And as always, we can be heard on Apple Podcasts and iHeartRadio. Want to interact with the show? You can email us at laneypodcast@peralta.edu. Like us on Facebook at Laney College President's Desk Podcast, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Laney Podcast. You can also find select videos of interviews and content from the show on YouTube by subscribing to the Laney College President's Desk channel, now with 14 followers. Woo!
14.
All right. I'm Rudy Besikoff, president of Laney College, a pillar that has been serving the greater Oakland community since 1927 and has now been known as Laney for going on more than 65 years, and where once again this semester college is free. Like so many things with the president's office, my work is the result of a great team. Today, we have Whitney Frazier at the controls on the board. Big shout out to her. In addition to Felicia and Randy, Arlene Lontock books guests for us, and Raya Zion contributes to the show and occasionally appears in studio. But getting things kicked off today is my co-host, Felicia Bridges. Felicia, how are you?
Oh, Rudy, how are you?
Good. So this will be airing around the Super Bowl. Are you excited for the 49ers and the Chiefs?
I am actually.
All right. Now, everybody who follows the program knows you're a big Eagles fan. Not just Laney Eagles, but also the Philadelphia Eagles. So who are you going to be rooting for?
For the 49ers, of course. I have to.
All right. Okay. So I'm just going to turn to my guests really quickly. Just all at once. Who are you rooting for in the Super Bowl?
Niners. Go Niners!
Okay. I'm not hearing any Chiefs. Okay.
All right.
So anyway, certainly want to, often with this podcast, we launch new things, we talk about new initiatives, and something that's gotten off the ground is the salon run through our cosmetology department. And with that, I'd like to welcome in Professor Sydney to the program. Sydney, how are you?
Great. Thank you for having us, Rudy. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you.
It's been a couple months now. It's off the ground and back serving the community. Can you tell us first of all, what is the salon?
Okay. So it's called the Town Salon. And what it is an opportunity for the students to practice their craft. So we accept clients, and the students are able to perform all the services that they learn during class on the community.
What services are available?
Oh, everything. All of the cosmetology, from the hair, skin, and nail services. Shampooing and conditioning, roller sets, flat irons, hair color, manicures, pedicures, all the things that they were trained upon, they practice on their clients.
All right. So I'd like to ask Queen, which of those services do you feel like you're getting the most comfortable with right now?
Right now, I still have some more practice.
Okay, but if I came into the salon and you helped me, what would be the thing you'd want to do first?
Braid.
Right. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know that I have a lot of room for braiding, but that's okay.
That's my background. That's what I specialize in.
All right. Okay.
That's the
All right. Excellent.
doesn't do.
Joanna, how about you?
Probably permanent weight.
Okay. permanent. So far, Felicia, these are services I cannot take advantage of. Braiding and waving. So
I'll get some curls in there.
I'll give it some time. Oh, you think you can curl? Oh, really? Okay. Wow. Okay. Excellent. Kayla, how about you?
I could give you a good manicure and pedicure.
Okay, now
Oh,
that's no
go, I
problem.
got you.
And then Alicia, what about you?
Also maybe doesn't apply to your hair, but a good long length cut, I think.
Definitely does not apply. Okay. All right. I think our listening audience now knows I definitely have short and possibly receding hair. So that's okay. But so where did the idea of the salon come from?
Well, we should offer an opportunity for students to practice before they complete our program. So again, along with the curriculum that the state requires that we have, we are mandated to get the students ready for employment. So to be ready to be employed, the salons expect the students to have certain skills.
How many hours of just of training do students or lab do students have to engage in before they are certificate or license eligible?
Right. So our program consists of 1,600 clock hours. And during the time that the students are here, like the group of students with me today, they attend school Monday through Friday, and now Saturdays from 8 to 3:30 every day. So they have a huge commitment as well, but 1,600 hours.
Dr. Rudy talked about the number of hours.
But what are the actual steps that it takes for a student to actually become licensed? So start as a student, what all happens? What's the progression?
Right. So the progression. So we have what we call freshman cycle, which is new students to the program. So during the freshman cycle, again, beginning level cosmetology services. So they do the first semester doing the beginning level. We assess them, make sure that they're ready to advance to second level. They learn more in the second layer, more advanced skills, and then they progress to third level and additional more things. And then we make sure that they're ready to pass the state board exam, and then they're certified and they're ready to take the state exam.
What are the hours for the salon?
Okay, so we're open on Fridays from 9 to 12, 1, yeah. From 9, yeah, 4 or 5 hours a day, right? That gives the students the opportunity to practice. Also, our day ends at 3:30, so we start at 9 a.m.
So
on Fridays.
Fridays starting from 9.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So I imagine the cosmetology lab is going to be flooded with new customers.
Oh, absolutely. We hope
Great.
so, right? So all of these young ladies are going to be talking and promoting themselves and bringing in clients.
Okay. So I'm going to ask our students here, and any of the 4 of you is welcome to respond to this. If you've worked on Fridays, just in terms of your mindset, Monday through Thursday compared to Friday, is there a difference?
This is gonna be our first Friday coming that we would even be
It's
accepting
exciting.
clients, but it's gonna be a little bit more difficult because you're dealing with a personality instead of a doll. So it's easier on Monday through Thursday.
Oh, okay. So you work with mannequins then.
Right now.
That was
Yeah.
all.
All right. How's that been so far?
They don't complain.
That's true. Joanna, how about with you? How's just kind of the, if you were learning to drive, I guess it'd be a driving simulator, and then you get out on the road for real. What's the simulator or the mannequin been like so far for you?
The mannequin. Um, I can't complain until we have to wash your hair, shampoo it.
Okay.
It's very big.
Okay.
So, but other than that, I think they're really great practice.
And how do you practice for manicure pedicure?
Oh, on each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's no manicure for that. Okay.
No, on each other.
Okay. So when the salon is open, and I know you were doing this prior to 2020, what was your traffic like on a typical day? How many people would come in as customers, and how many students were typically available?
Okay. So yeah, so before 2020, we were very, very popular. The salon was open on Fridays and on Saturdays, so we had a huge clientele. So at 10 o'clock in the morning, we probably had 10 to 15 clients waiting to be serviced. Yeah, so we were very popular, but we lost touch with the COVID. epidemic, right? So we're working to build that again.
What's it been like coming back from that?
Oh, so far, last semester it built. It was building. We got probably 10 or 15 clients a day. So we're building. So it's gonna build. Yeah.
So I'm curious, if a customer comes in, what are the prices and they expect?
Okay. So of course, we do have our prices are less than a person would pay in a salon, right? So the prices are lower because we want to encourage the community to come and also give the students a chance to practice. Yeah. But our girls, our students are going to be doing top of the line services with top of the line skills. We know that, right? They've have mastery already in many of the different areas. They're supervised by an instructor at all times. So it's a great place for the community to come and get a service.
Okay, I'm gonna drill in a little bit. So say for example, I want a trim.
Yes,
How much am I coming out of the pocket for a trim?
$10 for a trim.
Okay.
Oh,
$10.
can't beat that, Felisa.
No, $10. But you're gonna need more than a trim. So now you need a shampoo, right?
Styling, right?
Well, your students were rattling off all the things I need, apparently.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Sydney, I'm just curious. What got you into teaching?
What got me into teaching was my love for working with people and my background from retail sales and management. And during that time when I was in sales, I would travel to schools to promote beauty products. And so, I have mentors there that told me, "Oh, you got natural talent. You should be a teacher, right?" So this is why I'm in the field. I like teaching. I like working with the community. I like to motivate people. So this is why I'm at Laney teaching. Yes.
One of the great things about community college is that our students always get a fully qualified professor to teach them. Whereas, when I went to University of Colorado, I had grad students teaching my first and second year classes often. What do you feel that you've brought in from your time in sales, in management, and in your background within cosmetology? What do you feel like you've brought from that time into the classroom?
Right. So the first thing I would say is my community. Being from the Bay Area, being a person that was born in Oakland, Berkeley area, so I know the area. I'm very familiar with uh, the people of the Bay Area, and again, my work was always focused here in the Bay Area in sales, in management. So those two things, and my desire always, I've always been interested in fashion and beauty, and just and backing that up with education to prepare myself to work at community college. That was my goal. Before community college, I did work at the private beauty colleges, so I did prepare myself, right,
What do
because
you
my
love?
goal was community college.
What do you love most about being in the classroom?
The fun that I had with the students,
Especially
getting to know the
Smiling over
students.
there.
Yeah, getting to know the students.
Excellent. So,
Yeah,
perfect segue.
yeah.
Sydney, between the voice and the segue, you're built for radio. You can do this. So this is a great segue to the students because I wanted to ask a question. What brought you to the decision to study cosmetology? And I'd like to start with Elise.
um yeah, so for me it was a lot of trial and error. And I feel really grateful that I had Lainey to kind of experiment with. And I tried a couple different routes, and ultimately it was something that just I kept coming back to. And yeah.
No, that's outstanding. Let's see. Joanna, how about you?
I've always had a real interest in cooking. I've had a lot of close trying against. I actually live in Antioch,
Oh,
so I commute from there. And I was going to go into private beauty school, but they were too kind of.
that's quite a commute each way. And thank you for just investing your studies with us. And I
Yeah.
think it's something that's very important and also really a perfect time to remind our listeners, Felicia, that we're listening to the President's Desk, heard right here on 96.9 FM KGPC and also at kgpc969.org. All right. So we were talking about to the students about what led them into the cosmetology program. Let's see, Queen, how about you? What brought you to Laney?
I always had a passion for hair. I've been doing hair since I do.
Really?
So, I'm actually a business. So I opened my salon up 3 years ago, and I'm actually a worker. All I do.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'll give you an opportunity for a plug here.
Okay.
Where's your salon?
In San Leandro, right off Davis.
What's the name of it?
A Queen Beauty.
Oh, okay. There we go. So, listeners, if you're out and about in San, stop by and see Queen.
What kind of braiding do you do there?
Everything.
Everything?
Uh,
Micro braids?
No, I don't do micro.
I'm
That's
sorry,
too. That's too small.
That's
That takes too long. But
like get them in and get them out.
yeah, but everything else but micro.
Okay.
But so what brought me here is just I always had a passion. I always wanted to go to school. So last year, it was just a devastating year for me. And after losing my brother, I felt like
I'm so sorry.
this was time to further my career.
Well, Queen, I'll just tell you quickly, just your story reminds me a little bit of a classmate I had in high school named Alina. And what she would do is she would cut everybody's hair who would let her. I mean, and she would never take any money, but she would just go over to your house, cut your hair just because she loved it. It's kind of what I'm hearing with
Yeah.
Yeah. Kayla, how about you?
I like to do everything, not pay for.
Well, Laney College is free right now, so yeah.
But I want to be good at it. So I've already started family and friends hair. I really like curly, specializing natural products things like that. But I feel like there's not a large community of curly hair that I found easy, and I just like to do everything. So it's interesting. How do you get your hair to do that? How do you keep your hair doing? How do you do it long, etc.
What what initially kind of sparked or lit the fire of interest for you into hair? And clearly you can hear your passion for it as you're talking to it.
Um, Initially, it started off with my mom saying, I need to get ready and I need to do my hair and I don't know what I want to do with my hair and who's gonna do my hair and the list goes on. And it was just like I looked up a YouTube video, I could do it. Let me try. And it turned out perfect.
How long have you been doing it?
Um Forever. It started off in middle school. I wanted a perm and I never got it. And my mom was like, "Don't get the perm. You don't need the perm. Just do your hair." And so I went through the stage of getting my hair pressed, going through that, and not necessarily enjoying it. And coming out of that state of having my hair always straightened, accepting what I look like with my hair curly, and bringing my friends into us now, starting to wear our hair curly. So it's been a while. What, 14?
Kayla, if I run into, I'm going to ask what I like to call my Costco question. Let's say that 5 years from now, I'm at Costco or you're at Costco and you see me and you bump into me and you say, "Hi, President Rudy." And oh yeah, Kayla, how's it going? And I ask you what you're doing 5 years from now, just relative to cosmetology. What are you hoping your answer will be?
Um, I'm hoping that I have stability mostly, but I'm hoping that I have a small, very intimate salon where women from straight hair to curly hair can come in and they don't have to put a chemical on their hair in order to feel radiant and beautiful. I hope I can say something like that.
Okay. I do have a question. I may turn to our professor for this one. Um, I have this kind of my hair stands up naturally. It just does. And I tend to do a lot of mousse. I mean, well, not a lot. I mousse it when I need to. Is that the best way to go, or is there a better way? We ask the hard hitting questions right here at the president's desk.
Mousse works, but mousse gives volume.
Okay.
So if you don't want your hair to stick up, you shouldn't be
Oh,
gel.
gel. Okay,
Gel.
so not mousse. Gel. Okay. I think what it is, and for our listeners, I'm blushing right now. Um, I think what it is for me is just the fact that it holds. That's why I like it. Gel. Okay. Any particular? Any particular
Come
brand?
down to the salon and we'll
Okay.
set you up.
All right, there we go. So we're not going to say the brand of choice for gel. You have
No.
to go to the town salon and
Yeah.
find out. I like
Come on down.
that. Okay.
Come on down. I'll set you up.
All right, Alicia, I'm going to ask you my Costco question. If I bump into you in 5 years and ask you what you're doing, what do you hope your answer is?
I hope that I am able to say that I'm happy. I'm feeling fulfilled in my career. I'm making other people feel about themselves. I hope I'm in a active salon with a growing clientele. And I hope I'm still learning. I want to definitely be traveling for different classes, making sure that I'm up to date on different trends and different wants.
When you say active, do you mean a lot of customers or what do you mean?
Um, I would like to have a lot of clients, but I also want to make sure that I'm active in the community. I'm active in any way that I can be, making sure that I'm educated on what people are going to be asking me for and what's happening in hairstyling my local community.
Queen, you already have a business, but I'll ask you my Costco question. If I bump into 5 years, what do you hope to be telling me?
In 5 years, I hope that I can be from behind the salon chair. But that's my tenure. Hopefully, I can be transitioning.
Okay. All right. Does coaching future cosmetologists, is that something that appeals to you?
So after this, I am planning on going back to school to get my AA.
Excellent.
Yeah,
What are you thinking of getting your AA in?
to teach. But I think I have to do more licensing. I don't know how to go. I haven't looked further into it, but that's my plan. I haven't been to school yet. This is like another level for me.
Well, they say when you ask a group of people the same question, the last one's always the most interesting. So, Joanna, 5 years from now, what would you tell me?
Definitely, I want to salon and I want to rent out hair stylists. I want to offer.
Sydney, we heard owning a salon, kind of having your own business, being independent. What is it that your program teaches people, as especially those wanting to go that direction?
Right. So yes, that's part of our curriculum. We talk about that all the time. Entrepreneurship, right? Goal setting. You have to have a plan in this business, right? You have to have the inner desire to succeed, right? So we do talk about ownership, salon ownership. Start thinking about where you're going to work, how you're going to work, how you're going to get into the business, right? So we talk a lot about that, about managing yourself, managing your staff, managing your personal affairs, managing your finances. We have to talk about those things now while the students are in school so they be prepared. And hopefully they won't have any mistakes or missteps, right, in the beginning of their career. So yeah, so we're preparing them to be business owners.
Wow. So it's really just kind of a comprehensive educational opportunity.
Absolutely. We talk about so many different things every day. Yeah.
I know that being in cosmetology, it involved a lot of creativity and teach creativity and how do you and stay on top of trends and then how do you teach those trends? Can you give me some insight on that?
Yeah, absolutely. So yes, so everyone that comes into the department or comes to the program, maybe they don't have the creativity right from the beginning. But the thing is, the more that they practice, the more they get hands on, things start to bloom, right? But also, it's building confidence. That's the biggest thing, building a person's confidence so they want to step out and try new things, right? And, you know, music, art, color, all those things mix in with the business, right? So when you start feeling and start touching and start mixing, then creativity comes for some. Some may never get it. That's a fact, right? But there's a path for them as well. Owner, salon owner, right? You could be an owner and never do hair. So it just depends, right? But they have the background in it. So yes, creativity comes for
What do you
most.
what do you do to stay current? Just to
What do I do to stay current? Always taking classes. A lot of things are online that I study. The manufacturers have classes all the time. We are a Sam Villa school. Sam Villa is a major educator. So we watch his classes once a month. So there's so many resources for me as a teacher out in the, to stay current with the industry. Magazines, books, online classes, other things like that. Yeah.
Was there one experience of just your own professional development that really kind of served as a launching pad or a turning point for you?
For me, again, it was before I came to Peralta, actually, right? So two things happened. Again, I've always had mentors that kind of directed me. So as I was a sales manager for a hair care company, and I was already teaching, moving around the Bay Area teaching. So they just helped, right? They just steered me in the right direction. That was the one thing to recommend that I finish my education and pursue a job in community college. Also, I was an examiner for the state board while I was working at private school. The owners of the school, they saw value in that, so they pushed me to go ahead and take that job as an examiner. So those two things, right?
That's what I'm curious about. Examinations period. They're because students do have to take that board, that license. So what's all involved, and do you support them to that end goal of getting that license?
Absolutely, right? That's the main focus. They got to pass the exam, right? So first semester, we're talking about the exam. Second semester, third semester. So we're preparing them for that, right? So that's part of this, part of their growth and part of their preparedness. We do
And
prepare them for the state test.
tell are they tested on um process, or what's the test what is included in the test?
Okay. So at this time, the students take a written test, right? There was a time where there was a practical and a written. For some reason, the state of California, they removed the practical from the test. Yes. So now there's just a written. So we're heavy on theory.
Oh, okay.
We're heavy on the theory,
So
heavy on the homework. Yeah,
about
because
hair types and
all of that.
and all of that.
Yeah. Hair type, hair texture, chemicals, the principles of styling, the principles of hair cutting. Yeah.
To a degree from Queen and also from our other student guests, there was some interest expressed in kind of helping or guiding others.
Yeah.
If someone's out listening today to this program who's maybe an expert in cosmetology or uh, in some sort of service related to it, and they hear this and they're like, I would like to teach. What advice would you give to someone who's in the field thinking about taking on a classroom?
Yeah. So the thing is, in my opinion, teaching is an art. So you got to prepare yourself, right? So what the thing is, continue your education, take some teacher training courses, work on getting a teacher credential because that's going to help. Even though the process that you will get from taking teacher training is more academic, but it crosses over to the vocational. So I would say that get some teacher training. Also, work at a private school, get your feet wet, teaching classes at a private school, and then on to community college. Yeah.
To get a teaching credential, is that just from people you've seen come in and teach, is there one college in the Bay Area that you would swear by if somebody came to you and said, where's the best place to get teacher
Okay.
training?
So there's a great program at San Francisco State, San
Okay.
Francisco State University, or either I went to Cal State Sacramento.
Okay. So those should be two future sponsors of our show, Felicia. We just gave them a plug, but no, it's okay. Joanna, what are you learning right now this week? What's something that's going on in your class?
Well, right now we're going over everything. Um, we're not learning.
Any
It's oh yeah, professional. We've been talking to what you're like, how to give like
Okay.
talk to clients what to show. Pretty much how to. They talked to us also.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. Can you all stay for the second half of the show? We've got about 30 minutes left. Excellent. All right. Well, just really enjoying this conversation a great deal. And just To our listeners, we're actually at the halfway point, and I want to go ahead and share a few updates. Randy, our student co-host, could not be with us today, but she did want me to share that the Associated Students of Laney College, our student government, will be having its first meeting of the semester on February 5th. It's from 3 to 4 p.m. And every week, same time on Mondays, the ASLC does come together and meet. Also, as we transition at this point in the show, I would like to go ahead and remind our listeners again that Laney College provides one-time support scholarships for students such as the ones you're hearing today who during the semester face some unforeseen financial difficulties that impact their ability to attend school, lost laptop, flat tire, things along those lines. If you are a student who is experiencing such difficulty, please reach out to my office and speak to Arlene Lontock at 510-464-3219 or email her at alontoc, ALONTOC, at peralta.edu. Also, to our employees and community members, this is just a reminder that all charitable gifts to Laney College or the Peralta College's foundation are tax deductible and processed through the foundation office, which is a 501c3. To donate, please reach out to Arlene again at 510-464-3219. But you know what? Oftentimes, when you're thinking about making a gift for a scholarship or whatever it might be, you may have some questions. And for that, I'd invite you to actually reach out to me. You can give me a call at 510-464-3236 or email me at rbesikof at peralta.edu. Also, to our employees, of course, we always welcome one-time donations, but if you're interested in doing a pre-tax payroll deduction to donate to the President's Emergency Scholarship Fund or any scholarship, just reach out to me, Rudy, and my office can certainly provide answers. So, Felicia, Partners of Laney feature, I've got a bunch of stuff to share.
Excited to hear what you got.
This past weekend was the beginning of our community starting the Lunar New Year. And I want to send a tremendous shout out to the Oakland Chinatown and the Vietnamese Chambers of Commerce, who invited Laney College to table at both of their events. And I was actually invited to just say a couple words and wish everybody Happy New Year. I even tried to say it in Chinese and in Vietnamese. I think people were stunned, meaning maybe my pronunciation needs work. I don't know, but
Linguist.
did that. But that was something that was great. And one of the partners I want to spotlight actually had a table at the Vietnamese event. It was Tesla. Just continuing the partnership to Laney College students, Peralta students, of offering paid internships for people interested in the many.
Yeah. Available.
Well, they've filled up now, but we're still anticipating more. And you can always reach out to our employment services office just for more information. And that's something that's great. And I actually got to sit in the Model Y, the SUV version of the Tesla. That was kind of cool, but they told me I couldn't drive it though, so that was unfortunate. But
which is that thing?
I'm guessing 95,000 something. Yeah. But anyway, but you know what? I want to turn to Sydney because we have another partnership with Sephora Beauty. Sydney, could you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. So Sephora.
Thank you. I stand corrected.
Sephora.
Well, you know what? I think after the moose question, I think people can understand my bad pronunciation there.
Right. So we are building a partnership with Sephora Beauty Supply Stores. So they understand, we understand their need for qualified stylists and salespeople in their stores. So we have a partnership with Sephora where they're hiring our students, bringing them in like an internship, right?
Fantastic.
Yeah. And then after the program, the internship is completed, there's a potential that they will hire them permanently. But the great thing is, after they're placed and they're doing their internship, they are making an hourly wage, and they also get up to $7,500 in scholarship towards supplies, equipment that they would need for their program and to master their craft.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
If our students are listening and have questions, how can they get in touch just to learn more?
Well, yeah. So these ladies, I'm sure, have all applied for the scholarship, right? Yeah. So they can contact myself or Miss Christina Edwards but it's open, for cosmetology students.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Amazing.
we have a screening process, right? We're going to send the best of the best out, right?
Wow.
To Sephora to represent Laney and Peralta. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you. Wow, that's an amazing partnership. And
It is. It really is.
in our 61 episodes that we've done Partners of Laney, you're the first guest who's actually plugged a partnership. So you made a little history here, Sydney. But and at this point, I know Felicia, we're running a little behind, but I want to remind our listeners, as always, that you're tuned into the President's Desk right here at 96.9 FM, KGPC, heard online at kgpc969.org. All right, Alicia, just so far in the program, what's been your favorite class?
My favorite class was actually with Miss Thomas last semester, hair color and hair cutting. It was so much fun, and Miss Thomas is really thorough. So she doesn't want to do anything halfway. She really made sure that we knew what we were up against with hair and color.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's turn to the professor now. What would your recommendation be?
Right. So we're going to do gray blending on you. We're going to keep some of your gray because you're a distinguished
Thank you.
president.
All right.
So, so we're going to do some blending. We're going to keep some of your gray, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to keep some of the gray.
All right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So we're
Wow.
going to blend, do some gray blending. Right.
All right.
And there's a custom formula for that.
Okay.
Come to the
Yeah.
salon to find
Come
it.
to the salon, right?
Party.
Custom.
I think
Careful.
somewhere Arlene in my office is listening and blocking off a Friday for me to come in and see you on.
Yeah.
And Felicia, I want to thank you for not saying that the gray hair is due to the 61 episodes with me. So that's good to know. Sydney, tell us about the program. I know that I understand if you look in the catalog, there's a certificate available and a degree. Could you tell us about just about those?
Yeah. So again, the sequence of the courses, level 1, 2, and 3, beginning to advanced, right? So after they finish the levels, right, then they can proceed. So after the 3 levels are completed, they're going to earn a certificate of completion, which is great to have, right? Something you want to have in your salon at your workstation so that the community knows you did go to school and you're professional. And then, so you'll have that. And then also you have the opportunity to earn an associate's degree if you like, right? After the certificate, they take some general ed courses, with the units they had for cosmetology, and they'll have an AS in cosmetology, which is helpful. If you decide you want to go into teaching, for Laney, for community college, you need at least an AS, right? So this big opportunity in having a cosmetology license. I have to say that there's so many arenas that you can work in with having that certificate of completion, AS degree, and a license. It'll serve you well.
So if I'm hearing you correctly,
Yeah.
if you kind of want to do all cosmetology all the time, the certificate's for you. Of
Yeah.
course, you still need to get licensed.
Yep, right.
But if you're really looking to get a college degree, you would have the cosmetology courses, but then also take the general education
Yeah.
courses, the histories, the math, and so on and so forth to get
Right.
the degree.
Yeah. And even beyond the AS, we talk to the students about maybe going even further, getting a bachelor's degree, right? Adding some anatomy, physiology, nutrition, small business ownership, all those things build a great cosmetologist.
How so? Within those third and fourth years of taking those classes, what gets added to the proverbial tool belt, if you will?
So the students would add things like summer. They could take additional units during the summer in the areas that they're interested in. So many classes online now, right? So they're multitasking. Even like summer, take a few classes, or some students are taking online classes after school, after their cosmetology classes. Yeah.
In the business area, what do you find your students often take if they want to get like you said, kind of the ability to be an entrepreneur?
Right.
Is it the intro to business class, or are there specific classes within business?
Yeah, intro to business would be good in that entrepreneurship class, definitely. Yeah, and some accounting.
No, I think some exciting things are ahead with entrepreneurship. I think especially as we continue to come back from 2020, I think that's absolutely the case.
Yeah.
All right. So going back to the favorite class question, I'm gonna turn back to Joanna. What is your favorite class that you've taken so far? Hair color as well. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, just yeah. I feel like I was in the class. Felt like I was in the class for a minute, a little bit while ago. Queen, how about you?
My favorite is hair cutting.
Cutting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really want to learn how to.
Okay. So layers, pixie cuts. What is
And barber. I want to start.
okay? I was about to ask the question of the difference, but you just answered it. So
He wants a haircut. I got you. Oh, that sounds fun. Go to the sound salon. We got you.
what's the vibe like in class? I'm just going to throw this open to the four of you. What's when you're in class? What's the vibe like when you're in there?
Make it. It's serious.
High energy. Come on, guys. High energy.
High energy. I mean, it's a class full of girls.
Yeah.
And one guy.
And one.
But it's we're what we started with like 40, 30, 35, 30. It was a lot of us. It was a lot of us.
It's
It's
out of the same question asked.
I
Comment
think
though.
it's good energy though.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is.
it's a lot of people that are passionate about what we're doing, and I think it's kind of intimidating at first going into a giant class of all of these people, and you don't really know them. You see them at school, but you don't know them. But there's kind of, at least for me, I feel like there's this camaraderie, community that we've created, that we're all here facing the same struggles. When we're here, 7 hours a day, 6 days a week. Yes, 6 days a week. We feel like nobody gets it. Nobody understands how tired I am. I'm going to work. I'm going to school. Some of us have kids, parents to take care of. And no one gets it except for the other 27 people that I'm in this class with. So it forces us to kind of find this community. But it's loud too. Very loud. It's loud.
Professor Sidney, if I could go back to you, could you just maybe somebody has never seen the cosmetology lab before? Could you just maybe just kind of do like an audio walkthrough and tell us what's in there?
Oh, in the facility. So we have workstations. So each student is assigned a workstation, a tabletop and a styling chair. And this is where they do their work, right? We have mannequins and they have their cosmetology kit. So they come into work, and they attach their mannequin to their tabletop, and they're doing whatever service, whatever learning outcome for the day, right?
Sure.
Cutting, styling, coloring, and everything. But it's a big open space, and as the ladies have said, a lot of community, a lot of talking, a lot of love.
That's right.
Right, a lot of support. Yeah,
For my money, it's the most vibrant place on campus.
it is. Absolutely, it is. Absolutely, it is. Yeah.
Great conversation with
Yeah.
Professor Sidney Thomas and the students in cosmetology as you're listening to the President's Desk right here on 96.9 FM, KGPC. Also heard at kgpc969.org. Right. So you're kind of we've talked a little bit about the vibe in class. We've kind of talked about what the salon looks like. So I'm going to turn to our students now to talk to the students of tomorrow. Okay. So first question I'm going to ask, I'm going to put to Queen, and I'm going to say this. If I'm someone who's on the fence about cosmetology as a major, what question should I be asking?
Cosmetology as a major, as in like going to school.
Yeah. In other words, maybe I'm thinking about cosmetology, but maybe I'm also thinking about, I don't music.
Okay.
What's something to answer the question about studying cosmetology that as I make that decision?
I believe it's a mindset. So you have to, you have to pick one. You can't be on the fence on it. You have to pick one because, once you start, you have to be committed because you have to finish. So, first you have to make up your mind. What do you do? Because cosmetology is a big commitment. It's not just 2, 3 months. It's a full year and a half of your life. You're going there to do something that you're not passionate about, you don't really want to do, and then you finish. It's like, oh, I don't even really want to do this. I'm gonna do something else. So it's like make up your mind first, and then once you make up your mind, then you can do. But I feel like cosmetology, just the beauty industry, it's getting better and better.
Kayla, maybe I'm off the fence. I made that decision. I want to do cosmetology. I'm going to go to Laney College. I'm not yet there. I stop you and ask you, what's it like? And do you have any advice for me?
Uh, I feel like just do it. Just complete it to say you've done it. It'll be a skill that you can use for your kids, your family. You never know how those skills will turn up and in your life. So if you've committed to the process of signing up and made it through the first, because that first semester is rough. But if you've made it through the first semester, stay committed so that you can say that you've done it, so that you can look back and know that the commitment that you made stood by it. And that's going to set you up for maybe your next thing. Maybe you realize it wasn't for you, but you may have a daughter and she may be able to get her hair cut through. Hey, that's going to save you some money.
What's rough about the first semester?
Oh, the theory. The theory is rough. Because even though it sounds like we're just out playing in gel and makeup, it's way more than that. It's understanding the science of hair. It's understanding the outcome of, like, somebody may come in and they may look perfectly healthy, but it's our job to go deeper than that and see if there are any pre-existing conditions that we're concerned about. It's our job as hairdressers to be their therapist. There's so much more that goes into what we do than just making you look pretty. So at the end of the day, once you get all that knowledge and you understand the power that you hold, it's a lot.
Excellent. Joanna, if you're somebody going into maybe a second semester, a third semester, and they ask you, how's it different from the first semester, what would you tell them?
Um, well, Queen said this like a week ago. We're not freshmen no more, so we go in there and we know what's going to be like, what we expect, how to manage our time. I think that's very important because I think as last semester, our first semester, we manage our time. I mean, me personally, I didn't know how. I worked outside of school as well, and I really needed to learn how to do my homework and really understand what I'm doing because if I'm just you know, not even studying or anything, like Kayla said, it's a huge part of our career. Like theory is really so.
Alicia, just now that you're not a freshman, right? What do you find that your freshman fellow schoolmates ask you? What do they come to you for help about often?
I think um I think that everybody's kind of touched on this, but the commitment of it, I think, is really intimidating for a lot of people because it takes up so much of your time, and but I think that once you get past that, it stops being so scary and it becomes very exciting. Possibilities are endless. Like I said, we have a good community set up, so.
What are you finding the most exciting about it?
Second semester, I feel like we've really kicked it into gear already. We talked about it a little bit, but the Sephora internship is something that's exciting. Being here today is exciting for us. Um, taking on clients, and there's a lot of opportunity. It feels very limitless right now. So much room for growth.
Yes.
Can I share something?
Sure, please do.
Um, just a little experience that I had. So I'm an Antioch, right? So I've had a lot of opportunities to go anywhere else. And when I was joining Blaney, I had a lot of doubts on it because it was free. I was like, beauty school is free, you know. But it is personally, I think it's an amazing school. I think cosmetology is amazing. The instructors are amazing. They walk with you. They just don't throw you out there and tell you, do this and then turn their back. They're amazing. And I have friends who are in private school and nothing like that. They're in the 4 and 6 like 6 weeks in, and they don't even know what they're doing. And so our instructors really care about us. They care that we know what we're doing. They care about us as a person, our careers. So if you have doubts about going into Laney cosmetology, I really won't regret it at all.
Just do it.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's amazing. They're amazing. Like,
Well,
and they didn't pay me for this, so.
we're kind of coming in for a landing here, but I'd like to thank Joanna, Queen, Kayla, and Alicia, just thank all of you and congratulate you on your success so far in school. But also, Sydney, I want to congratulate you. And I don't know about you. I think you should be smiling on the inside right now, just hearing what these students are saying about you and your program. And absolutely
Thank
want to
you, Ruby.
just
Yeah,
want to thank you for coming in today
you're
and
welcome.
just being one of the great bright shining lights at Laney
Thank you.
College.
Thank you. With the students, I want to bring the students because they're the meat of the issue. They are the wings.
Yeah.
Everything about wings. They keep me going every day. So
So
yeah, I
and
need to win, and they're the win.
all right. And just one last time for our listeners, if they want to get in touch with you to find out about cosmetology, what's the best way to get in touch?
Sure. Our webpage, www.laney.edu/cosmetology, and also my email, sthomas@peralta.edu.
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you all. As we wrap up another edition of the President's Desk, we want to thank our Peralta TV audience, as well as listeners up and down the great state of California, from the far north and the 717 and the 530, all the way down to SoCal and the 619. Big shout out there, as well as our listeners right here in the 510 tuning in today from Lake Merritt, Oakland, Chinatown, downtown Oakland, West Oakland, East Lake, Fruitvale, Diamond, North Oakland, Adams Point, Central Oakland, East Oakland, the Oakland Hills, Montclair, Piedmont, and of course, those right here at the Laney campus listening to us today. As we close up shop at the President's Desk, straighten up the desk chairs, and turn the lights off on today's program, Felicia, take us home.
Absolutely. I want to give a shout out to the Laney College School of Cosmetology. Also, more specifically, I want to give a shout out to Alicia, Kayla, Queen, and Joanna. Thank you for tuning in to the President's Desk, a program available on radio and television and podcast, hosted by Laney College President Dr. Rudy Besakoff. It airs each Wednesday at 2 a.m. and 2 p.m. on 96.9 KGPC, and viewers can watch the show in its entirety on Peralta TV Sundays from 1 to 2 p.m. To listen anytime, find us on kgpc969.org/programming/current shows and click on the President's Desk, or find the show directly at www.kgpc969.org/the President's Desk. Also, to stream video of the show, or go to YouTube. Go to youtube.com and subscribe to Laney College President's Desk. If you have a suggestion for a future show, please email us at laneypodcast@peralta.edu.